What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Loot Chess on Tasty Loot Gaming, a show where we talk about a random topic in gaming. My name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
And we're going to be doing another early impressions video on PlayStation VR. Now, PlayStation VR has been out for about a week now, about a week and a half. Overall, it seems like it's getting pretty good praise. Now, there's a bunch of VR headsets coming out, or that have already come out. This is probably the newest one, and probably the most affordable one. And I think it's going to be more accessible to everyone, which is great. But yeah, what has been your guys' early impressions of the headset so far?
I hate it.
It's all right. It is fun, and once I get into it, it's okay. But I know every time I initially put it on, things seem a little grainy, and my peripherals always pick up like this outer edge of the screen. So there's always like this weird like dark ring around everything. Whereas like with the Vive, I don't even notice that. There's nothing there to see.
That is one thing I noticed as well. On the sides, there's like the circular thing. That always happens when it's too close to my face, though. I just move it out one more notch, and it's less noticeable. As for the blurriness, that's something that people have said about this for a while before it came out, and also the Vive sometimes, but not so much. It's a resolution thing, though, apparently.
It's a lot of fun, though. I enjoyed what time I played with it, other than games where my character actually walks. It makes me really nauseous.
Yeah.
Within the first couple of seconds of doing it.
It's been a common complaint I've heard from quite a few people at this point.
Yeah. I don't know. The Playroom, I think, is the one we've played the most, and it's probably the most fun.
Yeah, it has a lot to offer, a lot of different experiences, and it's kind of neat because you're able to play with people off the headset, too. People who are looking at the screen can interact and play games with you, which is really neat. Plus the whole unlock system of essentially having all these little figurines that you could build around the room. It's a really cool touch, and something that we've all discussed and kind of said would be neat for them to start associating those figurines with trophies and achievements. That'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah, no, that'd be really cool. I think even if that company, was that Japan Studio? If they just made essentially an application for the PlayStation that would just like read your trophy list, and then you could have a room to place figurines that are based off the trophies that you earn in games, and just kind of put them in a room, and like you had said before, allow other players to come in and look around at your room. It'd just be really cool. I think it'd be a great opportunity. I'm about to tag them in this video when we release it on Twitter. So.
Hey.
And it'd be cool if developers could opt in or out of it, obviously, because not every developer is going to care enough to have those trophies or figurines made. But it'd be neat to see like different developers' own flair on what their trophies would look like.
Well, it would kind of be reminiscent of the card system on Steam.
Yeah, or physical like amiibos, which are collectible figurines, and you wouldn't have to have a physical space for them. VR. Chevy, early impressions of PlayStation VR so far?
So I had a very small experience with the Vive so far, and right off the bat, I'm going to say it is still definitely the better VR. Now, that being said, the PlayStation VR is awesome. Super accessible, really easy to hook up. Besides the initial putting it on and getting... Your eyes have to get used to it a little bit because it does come off a little grainy. And once you start, that kind of goes away.
And it's also dependent on the game as well, and this is a problem that all VR games have, even the Vive. Developers making a good-looking game or not. With the PSVR, Drive Club VR looks fucking horrendous. Now, that's a really good-looking game outside of VR, but you can tell they down-resed it. It looks like shit. And then other games look way better in graphics. I mean, so the graininess is going to be there, but to different degrees. I mean, I've noticed certain games, and I'm not even paying attention to it, whereas other games, I'm like, whew, that doesn't look good.
Well, and to bring up the Playroom thing again, I mean, that game's completely smooth. Even in some of the mini games, like the cat and mouse one, the floor's super detailed. So, I mean, obviously, it's capable. So, like you said, it's just up to the developer to make it work.
Well, in that game Thumper, I mean, it looks really good.
Yeah, I still need to try that one.
Yeah.
But overall, so far, I'm really happy with the purchase. I'm definitely mostly excited because it is on a console that AAA companies are going to make things for this. Yep. We had Chris do the Resident Evil 7 kitchen demo on that, actually, and I mean, I didn't get a chance to see obviously what it looked like inside the headset. Was it... You played it too. It's pretty smooth inside, right?
It was very smooth, but I could tell that it was like... I mean, it's not going to be automatically super realistic, but I could tell very much so. Like some of the shapes were kind of, I don't know, seemed very angular at times to me of the character models. But I mean, like it's just a demo, so I imagine it's gonna be smoothed out later, but nothing grainy.
Yeah.
For me, I purchased the Vive a while back, and it completely blew my mind. Completely worth the money, and the experience, and it's the best you're going to get in VR. Now, saying that, as we keep bringing up the Vive, I don't want to unfairly compare PSVR to Vive, because the Vive is it's more expensive for a reason. It's more technologically advanced, and you have to have a pretty decent rig to run it. PSVR, for what it's running off of console-wise and for the price point, is a very immersive experience that offers a very similar experience. I think it's really cool. The only thing I miss from like my Vive experience outside of the better-looking games is the full room immersion, but you still feel really immersed, because even leaning or whatever, just using the camera alone and the head tracking, it does a great job.
Yeah.
Very, very accurately picks up on your head movements. I never really noticed the time where it felt shitty. The controller does, if it's out of the camera's view, kind of unsync for a second, but it's quick to fix that, remedy that. I haven't got a chance to use the wands yet. People are saying that they're okay. They don't work that great, but they work well enough. But yeah, for the price point, like I said, this is awesome, because people are probably going to have a PS4 in their house before they have a really hardcore PC. And with that already, you buy this and it just works. I mean, just plug it in and it starts working, and it's a really cool experience. And there's games on this that I haven't played on the Vive yet. So if anything, it's going to drive competition and make everybody start making better games for VR. I mean, it's the fucking future. It's not a gimmick. Playing rigs was really interesting. I have not gotten to play a arena type shooter in VR yet, and it works really well. The first time I played it was kind of wonky feeling, but the second time I played it, I was like fucking 8 kills, 0 deaths, and I started getting really competitive with it. And I want to play against other people in that. Battle Zone, is that what it's called? The tank game?
I think so.
By Rebellion.
Really well.
That one's really fun. That one's really cool. Really love the immersion in that one. It controls really well, really smooth, and it's neat because you have verticality. Things are flying around. You're looking up at them and shooting them and stuff like that. And the game just flows really well. Another game that was really fucking cool, Eve Valkyrie. Really immersive, really neat. Seems a little easy, but the experience is there.
Well, it's something I want to reinforce with the 3 games you mentioned, the immersion. I mean, that is, it's so cool to look around your cockpit. You can see the details inside of the vehicle you're sitting in. You look down, there's your body sitting there.
Boobs.
You can be Valkyrie, you're a woman, so you look down and you're like, oh, that's kind of weird. And you're like, I'm not, if you're a guy, obviously.
These are kind of in the way, damn it.
I mean, it is just really neat. The tank one, you're sitting in this huge cockpit with so much going on, and they have their actual functions. Like your weapons are on this screen. You have a radar here, and then I can't even think right now, but yeah, you have a full display that you can actually, it's functional. So I don't know, it's really cool.
Yeah. Another thing too, with this being a Sony product with AAA developers, obviously going to be lined up to work with this. We're going to be getting really cool experiences, but I'm really excited about the multiplayer aspect, because the Vive community is smaller because it's an expensive ass fucking headset. And when you go to play multiplayer games that are really fucking cool, you'll find 3 servers, and that's depending on what time you're playing. I hop on Onward at 4 a.m. There's 1 room. And that'll grow over time, but hopefully by the time the community's grown, that game's not outdated. And I get to miss out on that experience of that multiplayer. Whereas these are going to sell faster than I feel like any VR headset, because people already have the console and they're ready to go. They fucking sold out their pre-order, so we already know there's a shitload of people who have this. So as for multiplayer VR, this is going to be where it's at. And I can't wait to see where people go with that. I want to see FPSs. I want to see more tank and space flying games, social experiences. It's funny when it comes to the 3 headsets. I mean, I'm starting to lose where Oculus fits in anymore, because the Vive is for that really, really fucking immersive, this is VR. You're in a fucking different place, walking around, interacting with shit. And then PSVR is the accessible headset that does a very similar experience. I mean, it's hard for me to kind of fathom where Oculus is going to fit in with that.
Yeah, I mean, their biggest, I think, thing right now is they have some AAA support.
Yeah.
Directly connected to them. So,
They're going to need it.
Yeah. So I think that's going to help them a lot. Plus, they do have their room scale coming out soon.
Yeah. And we'll see how that turns out.
Something else I want to bring up too is in the playroom, there is a like little platformer game. I'm not a huge platformer fan most of the time. It is so fun the way they made that work, and I really hope a lot of other companies actually take that idea and make platformers in a similar vein, or even like expand upon it. It is super cool, like being able to like look around the map and your character's here still, but you're the camera like looking around.
That even integrated controller support on the actual screen, so that a second person can play with you.
Yep,
and that's awesome.
Made multiplayer. Yep, it's really cool.
Oculus also has a couple platformers, but it's like you're looking at a 3D from 2D perspective area, and you're able to like look left and right and like jump around. It's almost like you're sitting in the map, moving through the map as you're controlling a character, and it kind of brings to life the 3D models and everything around you, and adds like depth to the jumping and the platforming.
Oh yeah.
And it flowed really well. And yeah, I'm not a huge platformer either, but if they do more stuff like that with more advanced systems and bigger games, I think it could be great. And they already have a bunch of games. They can make Ratchet and Clank VR like. They already have properties that can easily be thrown into that.
Tomba.
That'd be cool. Resurgence of Tomba 3D VR.
That would be a good way to bring it back too. Make it a VR game.
All the pigs. What do you guys think about the hardware of it? How the headset feels, how the controller works with the headset.
It's amazingly comfortable.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even like once I get going, I don't even realize I'm still wearing it, and then I have to like pull myself out of it.
Yep.
As far as like the controller goes, like it works really good. I mean, if you get out of camera, it does lose sync a little bit, but like you guys said, it's easy to resync back up. But it feels really smooth. Like I haven't had any real major problems with it.
Yeah, I completely agree. Super smooth. Headset's comfortable. The counterbalance was brilliant. The weight doesn't feel like it's on in front of your face. It just fits so well.
It's like wearing a hat.
If I have a complaint, I wear glasses, and I think the Vive is a lot more comfortable for glasses.
It's more accommodating to glasses.
The PSVR, you can do it, but I can tell I'm wearing two pieces of hardware on my face, and taking it off, I have to remember to pull the faceplate forward first before slipping it off. Otherwise, it takes my glasses with it.
Makes sense.
The other complaint I have is when you put the Vive on, it blocks out all light.
Yeah.
The PSVR light comes in from the bottom. When you're, it might be different, obviously, depending on your eyes and like where you adjust it.
Yeah, I can see it back here.
But I just cram that thing against my face.
Yeah, see,
that's why you're seeing those rings.
Have to bring it out about 1 or 2 notches, and then I have light coming in underneath. So, nitpick: once you're playing the game, like you're not looking down anymore, anyways. You're too busy looking at the screen. But at first, I'm like, that's a little distracting. So.
I think the wires, even though it's not anything new, because the Vive also has plenty of wires, is a little cumbersome, especially for anyone who's new to the whole VR thing. But the headset does feel good. Some of the parts do feel a little cheaper, but it comes with a price point. But they don't feel cheap. They just, you can feel that they're lighter plastic. But the counterweight, like you said, is a really good thing because the Vive. Everyone who's held the PSVR headset so far said it's lighter than the Vive. If you hold both of them, though, they feel about the same. The difference is the Vive is all in the front. It just has straps holding it to your face. And you get used to it, but it does feel like you just got something on the front of your head. The PSVR headset has the back weight area distributing weight on the front and back, and it just kind of rests on your head. There's no forward weight. And that was really smart, and I'd like to see a lot of other people take note of that because it is very comfortable. And yeah, as for like the controller, it's funny because I never really thought about it. It's always had the 6-axis has had accelerometers in it, but matching that up, it's funny because it's been around, but it finally feels like it has a purpose.
Yeah, for sure.
If you don't have the wands, you don't really need them. Some games you do need them, and I'm still confused on why. Because other games simulate what the wands do with the controller already that you already have. and it tracks just fine outside of when it goes out of the camera, which they don't have the lighthouses like the Vive, and it works great for what it is. Outside of it, leaving the screen, it feels fine. It feels good. And some games doesn't feel as good as other ones, but I feel like that's the developer, not the hardware. But overall, super ingenious. I think it's a really well made piece of kit, and yeah, it's awesome that people can get it at such an affordable price. Yeah, any lasting thoughts? Favorite games?
So far, my favorite ones to play. The tank one controls really well. I'm still getting used to VR, so I feel a little woozy when I do it, which I don't get motion sickness. So
I'm a veteran.
But according to this guy, goes away eventually. Yeah. I did get used to it finally in the Playhouse stuff, so I don't get the woozy feeling anymore when it starts moving. But yeah, the tank game makes me a little woozy right now, but controls really smoothly. Valkyrie controls pretty smoothly. Riggs does too, but I get lost being the camera, the aiming while I'm moving.
Yeah.
But that's not new to me. That's any game that allows you to free look while you're driving something. I do really bad at that anyways. And actually, I played the demo for Res Infinite, and I was expecting it to be fun because I like Res, but being inside that Res world was actually super cool.
You have to try it because every time I see him, it's like,
I don't know. I just like being able to look around, and even like the boss fight. Eventually, you have to like look behind you and fight him. I don't know. It was a lot cooler than I was expecting it to be, so it was definitely really neat. As far as my least favorite one goes so far, I can't think of one right now. They've all been pretty good, but those are definitely my favorites, I think.
Drive Club VR.
Yeah,
it's awful.
Yeah.
Could be cool, but it's awful, and it just drives for you. You hold the fucking trigger, takes care of the rest. You just look at the shitty world, shitty car. It's bad. I can't wait for Gran Turismo Sport to come out because
soon.
If they're making it for this, it's going to look better. It's going to play well. I understand the Drive Club. It's Drive Club, right? Mm-hmm. I know that the game already existed before, and they had to probably down-res it and make it work to have a racing game out for VR as soon as it came out. So it serves its purpose, and people, if they enjoy it, they enjoy it. But I was just like, this is garbage. And I'm not saying the game in general. The original game's fine, but that VR thing is almost unplayable. Things are like popping in as you're driving shit. It's shitty. But yeah, I really liked most of the shooter type games. Riggs, Valkyrie, Battlezone. That Where They Lie. What's it called?
Here They Lie.
Here They Lie. That one's a really interesting game. It's I don't know if I'm completely sold on it, but it has a lot of really cool visual flair to it. It's a horror game, I'm assuming, and because I played the demo for it, and it's got a lot of really cool stuff. Hallways extending and warping and stuff like that. If you get sick from VR, probably skip that game for now. Hammerhead sharks fucking swimming in the sky and stuff like that. Really cool visuals, really intriguing, and kind of gave me a Silent Hill vibe to it, which is a compliment for sure. So that is a game that I'd be interested in playing. I have not played Batman VR yet. There's another thing too, is there's some really steep pricing for PlayStation VR games. $40 is like the highest you're going to pay for games on Vive, and that's still pretty steep. And there's full $60 games on PlayStation VR, and I don't think any of these early experiences are going to be worth that amount of money. But I don't know. And yeah, what else? God, fucking game I talked about that I was surprised I liked. Thumper. This is a game I saw a video on, and this isn't even a full-on VR game. You're essentially just there while you play the game, looking around. But looked at it, I was like, oh, it's a rhythm track game, and played it, and the visuals are really fucking neat. Has a really cool system once you get it down, and it's really intense. I really liked it. When the speed ramps up, it gets really intense. You get immersed. It's really fucking cool.
I don't know if I had one that actually stood out for me that I enjoyed too much.
Kitchen.
Yeah, Kitchen.
You loved Kitchen.
It was great. I played Headmaster, which was really fun. It's a soccer game, but you don't kick. It's all bouncing with your head, so you don't use the controller. It's all the VR motion tracking. It was really fun. It was really responsive. It was kind of quirky, which I liked about it. But I don't know. I don't think there's anyone that really stood out for me as like, oh, this is great. I don't play all the time. The one I didn't like, and mainly because I got motion sick from it, was Here They Lie. I thought that it was kind of odd, like the way you had to turn. Like you can strafe left and right and move forward and backwards with the left stick. Weird. But the right stick is turning, and the screen like blanks out for a second.
It goes like,
and then you turn back at like a 45-degree angle. It's weird.
Yeah.
The ambience of it was amazing, like just creepy as hell. But I just couldn't get over the motion sickness from it and the awkward turning mechanics.
Yeah. And then with motion sickness too, like a lot of times when it starts, it's weird. You feel it start to build, and you should probably just take a break there and not just keep doing it. I was playing on 5, Windlands or whatever, and it's this game where you have 2 grappling hooks and you're swinging around trees, and that part's doesn't make sick. It's the walking forward. You feel like you're just on a square sliding forward, and then when you jump like 20 feet in the fucking air, and that's a trip. But I am a stubborn dude, so I played that game for like an hour and a half, and I felt sick like 15 minutes into it. After that, I had like a headache. I was just like, ooh, I'm not playing anything for a little bit. So yeah, but that does pass, and it comes down to the developer, how they make motion feel. If you're just sliding forward, your body, your brain doesn't anticipate it in a way of just knowing you're playing a game. It thinks you're actually just moving forward, and it's like, what the fuck's happening?
Right.
Imagine being in your house, and your house starts sliding that way somehow. But yeah, overall, great early impression of PSVR. I think it's more than welcome. It's going to drive competition for VR games, and like I said before, VR is absolutely the future. It doesn't mean consoles and gaming is going to go away, but there is definitely room for gaming and VR gaming, and VR gaming is going to fucking blow up, and this is it's just a really accessible way to do it, and absolutely. It works great. Any last thoughts? I already asked that.
I mean, the only thing I would say is recommendation-wise, if you have a PS4 and you have the expendable income, I totally buy it. The games will come. Right now, it's just a lot of glorified demos, but they are very cool. It's so hard to explain VR to people until you actually do it. Yeah. So it is neat.
I want to see. It sounds weird, but VR movies, or like.
There's actually there's an app on that demo disc for Within, which has a bunch of 3D movies that you're actually in.
Well, I want to see more like, it's weird because I want it to be like interactive, not in the sense like you can affect the storyline, but you can watch it, and if you go off somewhere else, the main story is going to continue to be progress, and you're just off some like short little trails this way. You could miss key parts if you're not following the right trail.
Well, just wait for Telltale to make a VR game.
Adventure games, yeah.
That'll be dope.
For sure. No, adventure games will totally work.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's one on Vive. I forgot what it's called, but it's an adventure game where it's like Myst, and it's fucking awesome. I forgot what the fuck it's called. Doesn't matter. But yeah, overall, we're all on the same page. PSVR is here. It's awesome, and it's super accessible. Let us know in the comments. Have you picked it up? Do you want to pick it up? Are you not interested in VR? Do you think it's a gimmick? Why do you think it's a gimmick? It's not a gimmick. It's fucking the future. Get it. That's going to do it for this episode of Loot Chest on Tasty Loot Gaming. As always, thank you for watching. Make sure to check us out on Tumblr and Twitter, Tasty Loot Gaming. Check us out on Twitch, Sleep Division. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to check out other episodes. And yeah, as always, my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And I'm Chris.
And until next week on Tuesday for Taste Tuesday, have a great weekend, guys, and take it easy.